Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. It seems like a hot minute since I've actually sat down and filmed a skincare favourites and a skincare fails video. I used to do these once a month on the channel, but I felt they kind of got a bit stale and a little bit samey, so I've taken a bit of a break from filming them. Well, this series is back, and today, because of that break, I've got a whole host of products that I'm desperate to share with you. I've got some instant ding 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 holy grail skincare discoveries, which honestly have transformed my routine, but I've also got a couple of total fails that I just think didn't work for my skin type, and I want to call out so you can save your money on splurging on them. So sit back, relax, and let's talk skincare favourites and fails. Now, throughout this video, I am going to link to other videos that might cover any of these products in more detail, because I have talked about some of them in the past and maybe done some demos. So where you see the links, if you want to know a bit more about that product, feel free to click on that and see that video. I've also linked below all of the products in the description box, the good and the bad. So if you do want to check them out in more detail, read some reviews, make a purchase, it's all there in the description box. But let's cut the waffle and jump straight on in. And I'm going to start with cleansers. I think any good skincare routine needs to start with a good cleanse, and I've been trying quite a few over the past few months. They've all, if I'm honest, been a bit some of them have been okay, some better than others, but very few of them have actually stood out. I've got two that I tried and honestly feel like they're going to become permanent fixtures in my skincare routine. First up is this, which is the Purito From Green Deep Foaming Cleanser. You've probably heard me talk about this on the channel in the last couple of months, because honestly, I couldn't wait for this video to fangirl about it. It was that good. The reason I love this is it goes on as almost like a balm. It's quite thick in terms of its consistency, but it goes on like velvet, and you work it into the skin, you get a really nice but gentle lather, and it washes off, leaving your skin feeling beautifully clean, but also quite soft, and it doesn't strip and dry the skin. Now, I've got super oily, acne prone skin, so I'd probably say this works best for people with normal skin through to the oilier skinned. If you've got dry skin, I'd probably still recommend a balm over this, but honestly, for everyone else, such a good product. This, I don't know why it doesn't get more hype online. You never hear people talking about this. They talk about the oil that Purito do. Obviously, some of their serums are like holy grails for people, but this never really gets the respect I think it deserves, and hopefully more people will be talking about it, because honestly, so good. And it's pH balanced, so that's win-win-win, ding, ding, ding. I'm also going to mention this, which is the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm. I recently did a whole brand review of Beauty of Joseon, which I'm going to link up there. Definitely worth checking out, because honestly, all of their products are total holy grails. But I'd say this cleanser is probably the one that impressed me the most. I love the way this feels on the skin. It glides on. It's so soft. It's so buttery. It's so gentle. It is just one of the most divine cleansing balms I've ever tried. In terms of how it washes off, it's in keeping with a lot of cleansing balms. You massage it into the skin for say 60 seconds, add some water, it emulsifies into like a milk, and then washes off the skin. I'd say it leaves a very slight film behind, which isn't a bad thing if you have dry skin, because that can just lock in some of that hydration and prevent your skin feeling tight. But for people like me that have oily, acne-prone skin, I definitely follow this up with a gel wash to do it as part of a double cleanse. But whether you have dry skin and use this as a standalone cleanse, or you use it as part of a double cleanse, honestly, it breaks down all that dirt, debris, SPF gone, and this works so well on the skin. So honestly, this is a really nice find, and I just think the whole Beauty of Joseon line is a standout winner. Now, a product that you might not have heard me mention on the channel before, because I have only recently discovered it, is this, which is the Saturn by Sunday Riley. This is their blemish treatment, and whilst I only started using it maybe like a week ago, this is one of those instant holy grail products that you use a couple of times and think, yes, can't be without it. I've wanted to try this for so long, but it's been unavailable here in the UK. It's now available in Europe and the UK via Cult Beauty, which is the link I've used below. So if you've been desperate to try it, definitely worth the hype. So this combines like every good ingredient for tackling zits. It's a spot treatment, so you use it on the areas where you've got an emerging blemish or a blemish that you want to shrink the size of. And it combines sulfur, which is so calming, soothing, anti-redness, but also draws out some of the gunk and the nasties that's sitting within the zit. You've also got 4% niacinamide in here. You've got zinc, which we all know tackles zits and acne so well. And you've also got salicylic acid and tea tree. It's like a wonder concoction of all that is good in acne fighting skincare, all in one tube. Now, it's not the cheapest out there, but you do get a reasonable amount of product considering you are using it as a targeted treatment. And I've got this zit here, which has been a friend that's been brewing for like 2 or 3 days now. I used this on it overnight, and honestly, I woke up and it's about half the size it was when I went to bed. That's a pretty good reduction in terms of zit size when it comes to acne treatments. And so this, definitely one that I'm going to be buying time and time again. Now, you guys know I love myself a little Face Theory. Face Theory are one of my absolute ride or die favourite skincare brands, and just about everything that I've used from them has worked so well for my skin. I captured some of my favourites in a video I did, which I'll leave a link to up there, but I hadn't at that point tried any of their makeup or their recent launches. Whilst I loved quite a lot of the products, I think the standout for me has been this. This is their cream blush. Now, I'm not someone that wears a lot of makeup, a little concealer to hide the odd zit, but I don't like to wear a full face or feel like I'm wearing a mask. However, I do think I like blush, I like glow, a bit of a rosy cheek look. Looks really good on just about everyone, and this, honestly, so good. So they sent me this to try, and I thought, I'll give it a go. I'm a bit of a skeptic, but honestly, it gives such a nice flush to the cheeks. It blends beautifully, and it's about the only blush that I've ever used that doesn't break me out. I'm super acne prone in the area where you'd normally apply a blush, and so it's pretty difficult to find one that works for me. But I've been using this for a month, and honestly, you get great results. It looks really pretty on the skin, and it hasn't broke me out. This is the shade 2. I think they do 4 shades, ranging from the deepest, darkest, richest skin tones through to the lightest. I think 2 gives the nicest, most natural look. 1 is a little bit on the pinky side. So if you like that really pinky, very visible blush on the skin, then the number 1 will probably work really well for you. But I think number 2 is the best if you just want that sort of blush from within. This is such a great product. I'm also going to call out this. The Make Prem UV Defends Me Fluid. Now, you're probably going to read me to filth and say, hang about, you've been mentioning this for a year on the channel. I know it looks very similar, but this is actually their new launch. So they discontinued their fully mineral sunscreen, which was the Make Prem UV Defends Me Fluid. My ride or die holy grail for so long. They replaced it with this, which is their Defends Me Daily Sun Fluid. Very similar name, very similar packaging. It's got a slightly lighter top, and that's really the only way you can tell them apart. This is now a hybrid sunscreen, so it combines mineral and chemical filters in one product. This disappointed a lot of people, and I covered this in a recent video, which I'll link up there. I know a lot of people were disappointed in this product because they're like, I like a mineral sunscreen, and now this has a mineral and chemical filters. But honestly, I think they've improved it. The original was a little bit too drying. Even me on my grease slick skin found after 4 days of using it, my skin was a little bit dry, a little bit tighter than normal. So for anyone with dry skin, it was just a no-go. This, I think, is so much more hydrating and yet still mattifying. So if you love the original because it was mattifying and kept you matte all day long, you'll still enjoy this. But it's not as stripping and drying, so I think it is now applicable for much more skin types, bar maybe the most dry out there. In terms of how it applies on the skin, it goes on like the traditional one, the one before, but I'd say it blends a little bit easier and you don't get quite as visible a white cast from it. With the original, I found after 5 minutes that white cast disappeared anyway, so it was never a problem, but this is more of an instant win, and if you see, it's just disappeared into the skin. Everything about it is just so good, and I would honestly recommend you check this out if you like the original. The scent is much more neutral. So the original was very heavily scented. This one isn't. And again, they've taken out some things like the bergamot oil that might be triggering for people with sensitive skin. So all around, I just think it's much improved formulation that now has some ceramides in there. And it's taken what was a really good product into honestly, instant holy grail. The only thing if I was going to nitpick with this product that I would change is the bottle is slightly smaller. So they kept the same price, but the bottle's smaller. That's a little bit of a cheeky marketing ploy, but I have left a link below to the Stylevana website where they're doing buy one, get one free on it. So actually you can get more products than you would have got before for the same price. So that if you want to try it out, you can skirt around the slightly smaller size by using the link below. Now, my final favourites for this month actually both come out of European brands. First up is the Westbound company with their Prep Mist. If you remember, does anyone remember Soap Brows? It was like a viral sensation. It was like a brow pomade. I don't know why they called it Soap Brows, but anyway, it was a viral sensation 2 years ago. Same company which created that has now come out with a Prep Mist. They do 3 different ones. This is the watermelon one, which smells divine. It's like a watermelon cocktail. It smells absolutely amazing. It's designed to tighten pores, soothe the skin, and also hydrate. Now, in terms of mists, I like to use them more for the sensorial, that scent, and to kind of get an extra hydration into my skin, and this delivers all of that. It has got artificial fragrance, so I'm calling that out for anyone that doesn't want fragrance, but that watermelon is kind of what makes it so special. I love the scent of this. It smells divine. It does give a really nice level of hydration, and there's some ingredients in here which might help calm calm down the amount of oil in the skin and tighten the pores slightly. I don't think you're going to get earth-shattering results from this. I use it for the hydration and that pick-me-up scent, which honestly takes you on that holiday that we're all desperate to go on and smells absolutely divine. Now, finally, before I come on to some fails for the month, I'm going to call out this, and this isn't actually skincare at all. This is the Waken mouthwash. I'm calling this out because I just have fallen in love with it. We all focus on alcohol in skincare and say loads of people just do not want drying alcohol anywhere near their skin. And I kind of get it. And yet we still use mouthwashes that are packed full of alcohol, sting, tingle, burn, all that bad stuff. I discovered this because I really hate that alcohol tingle in the mouth. Not good, because it was alcohol free. Honestly, I love this brand. They've got such a great environmental ethos, all recyclable and recycled in terms of the packaging they use. The spearmint one tastes divine, gives you that like mouth confidence, and who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that in their life? And honestly, it just has some really nice ingredients like fluoride to protect the teeth. I just absolutely love this. And it's not break the bank pricing either. For something that looks really bougie, nice, and almost like boutique, it's not break the bank. I got this in Boots here in the UK, but I think it's available in drugstores and is a Norwegian company. Total fangirl moment. And whilst it's not skincare, so I won't dwell on it too long, if you are in the market for an alcohol-free mouthwash, honestly, I don't think you can get better than this. Now, with every ding, 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 holy grail, unfortunately it comes a wah, 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 total fail, and there are two that I want to call out for this month. Firstly, I'm going to call out this. This is the Kose Speedy Cleansing Oil. I tried this because so many people recommended it, and honestly, it did nothing for my skin. I don't think it cleansed particularly well. I found out they weren't cruelty-free, which has made me think, well, I'm obviously not going to repurchase it, but even then, I didn't choose to use up what I had, because I just didn't think it was giving a good cleanse. It left a film on the skin, and I don't like waste, so I will probably use it on the body as like a body cleanser just to use it up, because I hate wasting product. But honestly, there was so much hype around this and it just did nothing for my skin. I also noticed a couple of breakouts the days that I used it. That's my skin's breakout prone anyway. It could have been totally unrelated to this, to be fair, but I don't think it was giving me the cleanse that I actually needed. And so this isn't a product I'm going to purchase again. I probably will use it on the body, but for me, it was just a firm pass. Then I'm also going to call out this. This is the iUnique Beta Glucan Daily Moisture Cream. So this is a great product. The only reason it was a fail for me is my skin type. So I kind of thought this was going to be a great lightweight moisturizer, and it's not. It's super thick for my skin anyway. I know a lot of people when I've talked about this have said actually they find it to be a nice lightweight moisturizer, and I think it is if you have dry or combination dry skin. If you have super oily skin like me, I think this is still a little bit too thick, and in the summer months it's super hot here in the UK at the moment. It kind of felt like I was wearing a mask and was a little bit uncomfortable. So this was a fail for me and isn't a product I'm going to continue to use, but I do think it's a great option if you have dry or combination dry skin and you just want an extra product to bring back that hydration. Beta glucan is a great ingredient to have in your skincare routine. I just don't think, I think my skin is hydrated enough with all the grease and the oil. I think I just didn't need this alongside it, which is why it was a personal fail of mine. So there you have it, guys, my favourites and a couple of fails to end the video. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings on any of these products. If you share them in the comments below, and if you want a more in-depth review of any of them, please honestly feel free, leave me a comment. I'll be quite happy to oblige. Wherever you are in the world, guys, and whatever your favourites of the month, sending you lots and lots of love. Take care. Bye.